So let us join together with one another and with our church as leaders of the church and leaders of council to lift our prayers up to God, trusting that God hears our prayer and knows what we need even before we ask. Chris, would you offer your prayer?
I pray for healthcare workers who are in need of both equipment and strength and some sleep and good food, that they are able to remain strong to take care of patients. And I'd like to include one specific prayer for my friend's son, Jeff, who's having a coronary bypass operation already delayed once, sometime this week, and for all the other people that are in need of care in the hospitals. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer. Mike.
Lord, I pray for the homeless and those that are most vulnerable during this terrible times, and hope they get the help and the protection that they need to survive. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Susan Pedersen.
Dear Heavenly Father, please watch over those that are sick and ailing and are separated from their families. May you watch over them and give them comfort in this time where they're having agony and pain and are separated from everyone. Please give them comfort. Oh Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer. Brandon.
Lord, I'd like to offer up a prayer for all students, from kindergartners deprived of social interaction to seniors who don't get graduation to those who are unable to in-person present master's theses and everyone in between, and the parents of the K through 12 students who are getting used to a new situation and struggling both in obvious and not obvious ways, to help them find a new normal and get through this time. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our
Prayer.
Rachel.
Lord, I pray for teachers, school lunch personnel, janitors, and the child care providers who are continuing to do essential work during this scary time, who don't know what they're being exposed to, and put a smile on their faces for the families and kids that they interact with every day. And I also want you to watch over the parents and the grandparents, everybody who's watching and helping these kids deal with these circumstances that it's hard to understand as an adult and has to be impossible to understand as a child. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Curtis.
Dear Lord, I pray for family and loved ones who are separated from each other during this time and unable to share both suffering as well as joys with each other. We've lived through our Easter celebrations isolated, and now we're continuing into the summer isolated from our loved ones. So we ask that you keep each other strong as we're away from each other. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our prayer.
Angie.
Lord, I pray that you would protect those with mental health needs or human services needs who depend on support from our government resources during a time when those services might be interrupted or faltering. Seek out those who have needs that are not being met, sit with them in their need, comfort them, and forge paths for them to connect with the resources they need. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer.
Susan Hansen.
Lord, look over us all. Help everyone to have strength and patience. Give them guidance in this dangerous time. Help us to remember that our neighbors are not only next door, but across the street, across the state, and across the world. Lord, in your mercy.
Hear our
Hear our
prayer.
prayer.
Pastor Maria.
As we celebrated Earth Day this past week, we give you thanks for your creation, oh God, and for the ways that in this time it is allowing us space to breathe, to get out of our homes, to feel renewal, and to experience your love and your grace anew. And we offer all of these prayers to you, oh God, knowing that you hear us and trusting that you are near through our risen Christ, who is our hope, who is our rock. Amen.
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 Amen.